Skip that bullshit. So yeah, if you didn't see the title black card. Oh boy. If you didn't see the title black card, it's, as I said, it's either multiplayer if I can find anybody, or continuation of my guideline I was doing. So unfortunately, I do have to start doing the guides now. Oh god, here we go again. Let's see if I can still play this. Okay, start of guide, and yeah, it's what I've been doing these past day. The last streams has been only this, which is me explaining a character in a nutshell, all little by little. Anyways, later on I'm gonna have to cut this part. Okay, let's start this show. So, Mr. freaking Archimedes, our villain from the last game, oh, wait, should I have said spoiler alert? Yeah, no, it's fine. Archimedes, the villain from the last game, is back, and he has lost his arm tattoo. Completely. Anyways, let's see how he plays compared to Extella, where he was, kinda bad. Okay, here's 1 light, 1 heavy, 2 light, 1 heavy. That's actually pretty good. This is actually a pretty good 2 light, 1 heavy. Decent range and everything. Actually, it's got pretty good range. 3 light, 1 heavy is also nice. I'll be fair, both the 2 light, 1 heavy and the 3 light, 1 heavy is pretty good. 4 light, 1 heavy. It's a bit like Gilderay's 4 light, 1 heavy. It's fine, nothing amazing. Okay, 5 lights. So basically ends up in a dash at the end. Okay, that's fine. That's okay, not amazing, but... Right. And I think that's all his combos. I'm checking to see if he has anything else. No. Okay. His heavy is too slow. Even though it's an AoE around him, it is too slow. I'm sorry, you're not gonna use this a lot, I imagine. It's a little too slow for him. For it to be usable in multiplayer, at least. In PvE, yeah, go ahead. It's actually perfectly fine. It's an AoE around you. What the hell is the problem here? But we're talking non-PvE, so PvP, pure talk here. Okay, now we're gonna get into his abilities, which in this game technically are the most important part of a character's kit. You can have... oh, right, aerials. The lights and the heavy. Here it is, just the heavy. It's kind of interesting. His heavy is interesting. The aerial heavy. Not sure if it's actually fine. I'm not sure if it's good or bad, being fair. This is the one thing I've never been able to tell if it's a good thing that his attack keeps going, or if it's a bad thing his attack keeps going. It's not much of a problem, being fair, because once it's over you can dash out of it, but you do have to go through the whole thing. I'm not sure if it's good or bad. That is the one thing on him I don't know. Okay, Wizard of Balance, because this is such a... it's an ability. So, okay. Wizard of Balance is a meme because of mainly his line. Wizard of Balance. Oh. It's a giant meme. It is by... unfortunately, as much as I hate to say this, it's probably by far and away his worst ability. It's the most hilarious. It's the funniest ability to hit someone with, definitely. But at the same time, it is by far the worst ability in his kit. Reasons! 1. This whole thing does not break your shield. You can just block the whole thing. If he doesn't catch you with this, he's stuck in this animation. And that is not a lot of range for him to catch you at all. So basically, just about anybody under the sun can basically interrupt this ability. And I mean, they don't even have to be that far away to interrupt it. Obviously, anybody with a counter, you're screwed. Anyone has a slow? Well, you are already in a very long-lasting ability. You're just gonna stay here even more. This ability is hilarious, but if you catch someone with Wizard of Balance, take pride in yourself. You've done something that's very hard to do against the player that knows what he's doing. This is by far one of the worst abilities in the game. Not the worst ability in the game, being fair. It is not the worst ability. Mainly because if someone's in the air, you can technically catch them with this. They have to be very far in the air, but you can catch them with this. But that's the only usability you'll get out of this. It's still better than one ability in the game. We'll get to that when we get to that. It doesn't belong to his kit. Next up, Sirakuson Arpage. This is, well, first off, you can't move. That is a simple explanation right there. You cannot move. I think that is very obvious. And again, my good old problem of my nose is killing me during a stream is back. I don't know why. You can turn it, as you can see, you can even turn it all the way 180 degrees. And it starts, and it actually has a decent-ish hitbox. Well, absolute negatives. You can't move. It really only hits wherever you have the thing turn, the giant pinwheels of death. I'm just gonna call them giant pinwheels of death turned. And that's about it. It doesn't have the biggest range in the world, but once they're caught, they are stuck there, obviously. But that's the same thing with Wizard of Balance. That doesn't help its case. The only thing I say is as over Wizard of Balance is it doesn't last as long. And I mean, seriously, it doesn't last as long. Also, it has a weird hitbox sometimes. It does have a weird hitbox compared to Wizard of Balance. It suffers from everything the Wizard of Balance does, though. It's not exactly fast. Takes forever to get done. Does better damage than Wizard of Balance, by what I remember. But doesn't break almost break shield. This one almost breaks shield. This one is fine on that department compared to Wizard of Balance. And it's countered by counter, and that was an accident. We'll go into that ability in a minute. Personal favorite of mine, but we'll go into that in a minute. Next up, either way, Sirakuson Arpage. I do not recommend it. It's like his second worst ability, I'd say. Next up, Archimedes Reflection. This is fine. Yes, you can't move while doing Archimedes Reflection. Yes. Surprise, surprise. It's a pattern on Archimedes of you can't move while using X ability except one. But this one's fine. And I'll tell you the reasons why. First, well, actually the reason is obvious. It's got range. It's got a lot of range. Not only does it have a lot of range, it goes through walls. Main point. It goes through freaking walls. That already makes it very worth the time compared to a lot of the other ones. It's just... this is just nice. Being fair, this is not amazing. The skill is not amazing. It's a nice, long-range skill. Indeed it is. But you probably don't wanna... you gotta be a bit careful with it. You can still be interrupted before it. It's tight timing, but you can be interrupted technically. Other than that, it's a long-range skill that goes through walls. What more do you want? Being fair, that's already pretty fun in this game. Okay. It's recommended, obviously. I do recommend you using it. Archimedean screw. Here we go. So, the line, the washing machine. Called the washing machine because you'll be washed away. This is one of those abilities that it suffers from Arpage, Wizard of Balance. You can't move. You can there is a positive. There are positives to this. Okay? First positive. It turns faster than Sirakuzo no Arpage. First, it turns faster than Sirakuzo no Arpage. Second, it is better and worse than Sirakuzo no Arpage, actually. Sirakuzo no Arpage keeps hitting. Archimedean screw hits once. So, watch out for that. Archimedean screw only hits once. The positives of Archimedean screw is if they're hit, which is being very nice. Well, there's two. One, it actually becomes a projectile after a while, and that shenanigan is still a hitbox, which is why I prefer it over Sirakuzo no Arpage. It goes through walls, which I'll show you in like a minute once it's done. So there you go. Or okay, it does not go through walls. My bad. I thought it did. Huh. Well, the more you know. Okay, it doesn't go through walls. My bad. Either way, it's still a projectile. It becomes a projectile. Yes, you're stuck in place. I know. And the funnier part is, it literally puts you in a state of, in my opinion, it puts you in. It puts it puts your enemies flying. It sends your enemies flying, which I find hilarious. And that's why it's called the washing machine. They'll just go flying. I prefer it a little bit over Arpage, but you technically actually should not take either of them, but you probably Arpage would be a better choice between the two. Probably, almost assuredly. But again, I like washing machine for the shenanigans. Why not? Either way, let's return to the base camp, and we're gonna switch up his skills. Ow! Don't worry, we'll have a demonstration of his skills at the end of this against proper AI. I say proper AI, like there's actual proper AI in this game. Well, I say this, but anyone that has played this game has had interesting games where the AI is the absolute king of hitting you compared to everybody else. Okay, we're gonna keep Reflection because that is the best ability out of the 4 we've gone through. Let me just do this, just so it's in order. And now let's go to his better abilities. And I mean, far better abilities. One of them being a bit more questionable, but two of them are obviously better. And it's thank God for that. Unfortunately, I still have to say he's probably the worst of the casters. I'm sorry to say this to everybody, he's probably the worst caster in the game. It's not by much, being fair, but he is probably the worst caster. I originally thought he'd be I originally actually thought he was the best at burst damage, but Gilderay might actually be better than him at burst damage. And it's like, why would I play this over Gilderay? Is sometimes I have a hard time having a thought of why play this over Gilderay. There is one reason you'd play this over Gilderay, which is Archimedes does have one thing over the other two where he has a combo that breaks shield. Neither Tamamo nor Gilderay have an easy break shield combo, while Mr. Archimedes does have one compared to them. That is his strength. He can break shield easier than either of the other two characters. Either way, let's go to his widely considered. It's widely, right? I think my English is not wrong. Oh yeah, it is the worst caster, but he is still fun to play. You can, Again, none of the characters are unplayable. There is no character in this game that's unplayable. My point on these guides is not to tell you, what not to play. I'm just giving you my recommendations for each character. And what I, at least personally... Yep. Also, hi, Aseo. How you doing? It's not to tell you... My point on these guys is not to tell you how good... to not play a character. I still think you should play all characters and choose who you prefer to play. I am just giving you the tips and everything else. But either way, first up, Archimedean Odometer. By far his best ability in the game. His best ability because... And probably one of the best rush skills in the game. My lord almighty, that is fast. So, Archimedean Odometer is a rush skill. If you didn't notice, he goes through with the skill. It is incredibly fast, hits like a truck, and it's just really, really good. It's one of the best goddamn rush skills in the game. It loses probably only to back elbow strike from Li Xuan. I say probably only, and probably Hippogriff. Actually, question mark on that one. Not sure. But it is definitely like top 3 rush skills in the game. It is fast, it hurts like hell, and it's just very good. It doesn't give you a lot of reaction time, it's just nice. Next up, Wizard of Balance Ornament. This is like Gilderoy's skill. It's a slow field. I just noticed the screen gets a weird effect on the bottom if you're inside this. That's actually pretty cool to see. And why is my Twitch like... Okay. Twitch was being a pain. Now, this is good. Don't take me wrong. This is a good skill. But it is also high black. And I would wish for some Doritos right now. that would be nice. What I would give for some Doritos. This skill is good, but it's exactly like Gilderoy's skill. It's a slow field. It has got the same size and everything. It lasts the same amount of time, which is 9 seconds, and it does about the same. There is an obvious difference though. First, his setup time is longer by like 2 seconds, which can be a problem. Which can very much be a problem. You can't just use his willy-nilly whenever you want. The makeup for this is that Wizard of Balance Ornament, compared to Gilderoy's Festival of the Foul God, is that while his is dropped basically instant, his has longer cooldown. This one has a lower cooldown, but it takes time to set up. That is the difference. That is the 100% main difference. Unfortunately, that setup time is what can get you freaking killed. Unless, you know, do the old, you know, wait outside a sector, put it right in front of the entrance, and, you know, you're fine. Nobody's there to stop you. Of course, then you're fine. It is just... When you can use this is more niche than when you can use Gilderoy's. In my opinion, it's a little worse. Even with the cooldown reduction, it's a little worse. Just because of that setup time. But in my opinion, it's just a little worse. It's still usable, still perfectly fine. But I have to make that comparison since they're the only 2 characters with this skill. Next up, Shirakuzon Arpage Partita. Ah, finally a skill that doesn't make me stay in place. Or, you know, or it isn't a rush skill. Not now. Okay. Tô percebendo nada. Okay. Okay, either way, sorry about that. Tá bem. Tô aqui. Great, you get to listen to Portuguese. Congratulations, people. Now know my nationality. Okay, okay. Jesus. Okay. I'm getting absolutely distracted here, aren't I? Okay. Now that distractions are gone. Oh man. Don't mind me. Siracusa no Arpage Partida is his second best ability? Yeah, I'm alright. That's not me. Just family. Don't mind me. It's family. Siracusa no Arpage Partida is a decent ability. It's not the most hard-hitting ability in the game. But it does have interesting utility. First utility, you're not stuck there. You are not stuck in place when activating this bullshit. It's really fast. It has a wide range, very wide range actually. If you haven't noticed, it's got a pretty wide range of effect. But you want to know the best part of this? This thing combos with Odometer. Specifically, anyone that's blocking and you do this, well, let's just say their shields are gone. Permanently. Well, not permanently, but you know, they're gone. Anyone that's blocking, anyone that blocks this and doesn't dodge the Odometer gets screwed. Literally, absolutely 100% screwed. Obviously, if they just get hit by both, they just take a ton of damage. It's not kill damage, warning. It is not kill damage. This does not kill. But it is very strong. It still hurts like crazy. The reason it doesn't kill is because Partita doesn't do a lot of damage. But that's not its point. The point is to break the shields, which is what Partita does the best. And with Odometer, it's just that tiny little... to just... completely. Okay, now up, drive. Well, just drive skill, you know the drill. Anyways, here's the drive skill. I'm gonna try and make this... His drive skill's weird. Look at this. Okay. That hit that? Okay, I shot it that way. It hit that over there. You saw the animation. It still hit this thing. Okay, so that is a weird drive skill. Because by the animation itself, it already looks weird. It's relatively fast. It is so broken indeed, and I love it because of it. You already saw, this is really fast coming out. But this ability is weird because it is the weirdest hitbox in the game, one of the weirdest hitboxes in the game. Where, as you already saw, it has very good hit on wide areas, on like... But for some reason, it has these weird blind spots in the middle of it, where, weirdly enough, staying in the middle of it, kinda you're safe, weirdly enough, sometimes. It's really awkward. It's a really awkward drive skill. But it has a good range. It's relatively linear, even though it seems to have a wider hitbox than it shows. And it's pretty fast. However, warning, while this drive skill is good, it is interruptible. This drive skill is interruptible. It is not a safe drive skill. It is not a Tamamo, Nero, or Altera Larva drive skill. Okay? It is one of those drive skills that can be interrupted. Not the easiest to interrupt, since it's actually relatively fast, but it's not gonna save your ass. So there you go. And now, time for the good old Archimedes testing in actual PvP AI match. Raccoon with power. Did I actually put that skin on Tamamo? I think I did. I actually put that skin on Tamamo. Okay, good to know. But I got Archimedes. Elizabeth, where are you? Damn it, she's not here. God damn. We can't have the talk. We can't talk with Elizabeth. I'm sorry, chat. I tried. No, I don't want to return to title screen. That would be a mistake. Okay, time for the curiosity's sake. Okay, I expect that. I'm gonna create a custom anyways for this. I know I could probably just do a PvE match, but these are faster. Okay. So, as per usual, I'll be giving free builds, which is what I always do. And I'll be calling them the usual. So this is my build. It's not my recommended build. This is my build, which is my shits and giggles build. This is what is gonna be the recommended. I know it's wrong, but there's only 16 characters. Recommended build is more. Let me change this real quick. We're not doing that, obviously. No. Yes. You don't have to use them like this. This is just how I prefer to put my skills. Okay. This is the recommended. And then, what I like to call the meme build. Unfortunately, I don't think he has another build besides the meme. The meme build is obvious. Or actually, I can actually call them. I call this something else, which is the don't move. We're gonna call it the don't move. I know Wizard of Balance he technically moves, but let's be fair, it's Wizard of Balance. Don't move build. So, my build is usually this. Archimedean Reflection, Arpage Partida, Odometer, and Archimedean Screw. I like using Archimedean Screw. It's just fun for me. The recommended build, which I will be using, which is Archimedean Odometer, Arpage Partita, Reflection, and Wizard of Balance Ornament, and Don't Move build, which is Wizard of Balance, Shirakusan Arpage, the normal Arpage, not the Partita, the normal one, Reflection, and Screw. Oh boy, this is gonna be... This is fun. By the way, I haven't done this in any of my builds. I've never recommended the Mystical, because I think that is on the person to actually think on this. I like to at least... I don't want to give a lot of my mind into these, since I'm very biased, in my opinion. Even though I can... The only one of these I can tell you should not use. There's two of these I tell you probably never should use. One of them is Fairy Bandages. The extra heal doesn't make up for a lot of the bullshit. And War Flag of Victory just are not very useful. These two, you might want to ignore. The rest of these, it is up to you what you prefer using. It's completely up to you. The other four I feel are very viable. Okay, let's just leave it at that. Either way. Archimedes, because gotta test some shenanigans. I'm gonna just show you how to play Archimedes. Well, show you how to play. In the end, you're gonna do your own playstyle, but this is how I play, and how you're gonna probably have to deal with Archimedes players. That's a snake, okay. I had to actually get a close-up on that. This is what I get for having a phone with the chat on. I can't see some of the symbols. Or emotes. Either way. Obviously you don't do this against AI, but AI are dumb for this, but something you want to do, this. Apage Partita into Odometer. Simple enough, right? Even if they are blocking, it's not a kill. Don't take me wrong. Okay, I'm gonna do something you should do. Or you can be a douche about it and do, I mean. So that's the combo. And it still does a good amount of damage, as you see here from... Oh wow, that's actually interruptible. Did not know that. More you know. Okay, people, calm down. Calm down over there. Yeah, you're just gonna be using this combo over and over, being fair. Try and use only either the 2 light, 1 heavy, or the 3 light, 1 heavy, by the way. Both are fine. Do not, try not to go any further than that. I used the wrong one. This also works slightly, but odometer is better. It does more damage as well, I think. You can do things like this, obviously, and completely fail miserably like I just did. Or if you are fighting AI. Warning! This works against AI. Only. What I just did only works against AI. Don't try it on players. I gotta do this because... This is just because they have defense tower. Also, again, showing you the power of drive, even if they have defense tower. Again, doesn't work against normal players. This is AI I'm dealing with here, okay? I'm clicking the wrong buttons, obviously. I should be using odometer. So that's something you want to do, by the way, over there. Just keep them outside the point for as long as you can, get as many points as you can. That's the general power of odometer. Or not odometer, ornament. Which is the same power Gilderay has, just keep them out of the point for as long as you can. Just don't... Wow, that killed? Okay, I guess it can actually kill. Hey, no. Yeah, that doesn't work, Robin, sorry. That is not a combo. That is actually not a combo. Don't do what I just did, chat. I never used Gilderay. You should. It's... I even have a guide on that, but... I haven't made a guide on it. But... It's a lot more in-depth than this, probably. Mainly because it's what I have the most experience with. I mean, pretty much everyone knows it. So everyone that has played against me knows that. See? It breaks shield. Always nice. Always a very good skill. That combo is very nice. I'll be fair, they don't play. They play almost the same. It's just, I'll say that it's like Emia, Gil, and Archie. Yep. Oh, being fair, two of those are two of those are bullshit to play against. Being fair, they're very good. In my opinion, they are absolute nightmares to deal with. I'm still not sure who is... Yeah, I know. I understand. Don't worry. This doesn't work, I feel, unless you have a tech. My god, people! I get it, you like the Emmy and Gilgamesh. I'm also a fan of Gilgamesh. Nice, a Lancelot fan. Nice. I have one. You're one of the few, believe me. See what I mean about that drive? Not hitting people sometimes. But yeah, again, you play whatever you want. As I said, Gilderay is very niche, or. I understand why people don't play him. I don't need to have extremely high brain to know why. It is not exactly... Lancelot is hard. Because Lancelot does not have a lot of good tools. Either way, that was Archimedes. Before I go into Lancelot and Gilderay, I'll just finish up this little bit of Archimedes real quick. Blackheart and Aseo, I'll talk with you in a minute. I'll tell you in a minute, Blackheart. either way, what do I think of Archimedes? Archimedes is fine. He's a good caster with good skills, a pretty good combo that breaks shield, which is great, and relatively easy time to infinite, but every character can do it. Maybe not the easiest, but definitely easy. He can air infinite is not very good for him. Whatever, doesn't matter. That's not what I'm here to talk about. Either way, Archimedes, I think I'm ranking them from D to EX, or was it C to EX? It's either D or C. Man, I really need to start remembering. Okay, D to EX, D, C, B, A, S, EX. He's either... I think he's like low B. He's not that bad. He's fine. Don't worry. He's fine. Low B is fine. He's not... He doesn't suffer as much as characters like Lancelot, Drake, Arjuna, or Elizabeth. Being fair, in my opinion, Elizabeth is the worst character in the game, unfortunately. She just suffers the most out of every character in the game, in my opinion. But he's fine. He's fine. He works as intended.